Planning a Eurotrip, navigating foreign roads, handling unfamiliar driving laws, and finding your way through different countries can be a real challenge. But don't worry, in this video, we're covering all the essential driving tips to make your Eurotrip smoother, safer, and more enjoyable. Welcome to Eurotrip Hacks, your ultimate guide to stress-free travel adventures. Driving through Europe is one of the most exciting ways to explore the continent. It gives you the freedom to travel at your own pace, discover hidden gems off the beaten path, and take in the stunning landscapes along the way. But let's face it, driving in a foreign country, especially in multiple countries, can also be intimidating. Don't worry though, we're here to make sure your trip goes smoothly. By the end of this video, you'll have all the knowledge you need for a safe and enjoyable road trip. Let's dive right in. Requirements. Before hitting the road, there are a few essentials you need to take care of to make sure your Eurotrip goes off without a hitch. Let's start with the basics. Number 1. Valid driver's license. Make sure your driver's license is valid in the country you're traveling to. For EU citizens, a license from your home country will often suffice. For non-EU travelers, an international driving permit (IDP) may be required. Number 2. International driving permit (IDP). Check if the countries you'll be visiting require an IDP, which translates your license into multiple languages. It's a quick and easy process, but crucial for staying legal. Number 3. Reliable GPS or map app. Don't rely solely on your phone's GPS. Download maps for offline use or carry a physical map, just in case you lose signal in remote areas. Number 4. Well-maintained vehicle. Whether you're renting a car or bringing your own, make sure the vehicle is in good condition. This includes checking the tires, brakes, and ensuring all required safety equipment is in the car. Number 5. Travel insurance with roadside assistance. Lastly, make sure you have travel insurance that covers roadside assistance in case of emergencies like breakdowns or accidents. Now, before moving ahead, if you're looking for more detailed guides, trip ideas, or the best tours across Europe, make sure to visit our website at eurotriphacks.com. There, you'll find travel essentials, hotel recommendations, and much more to help you prepare for your dream Eurotrip. Step-by-step guide. Now that you've got the essentials, let's dive into the step-by-step guide to prepare for your Eurotrip by car. Number 1. Plan your route in advance. Before setting off, it's important to plan your route. Make sure you're familiar with the roads and the general layout of your journey. Apps like Google Maps or Waze are great tools, but always have a backup, such as offline maps, especially if you'll be driving through remote areas where cell service is patchy. Number 2. Understand European road signs. Road signs vary across Europe, so take some time to familiarize yourself with them. For instance, in Germany, the no speed limit sign on the Autobahn can be unfamiliar to some, while in France, yield signs at roundabouts are quite common. Make sure you understand the key signs, such as speed limits, yield signs, and parking restrictions, before you hit the road. A quick review online or through a driving app can help you avoid costly mistakes. Number 3. Familiarize yourself with local driving laws. Driving rules can differ greatly from country to country. For example, did you know that in some countries like the Netherlands, you must give priority to cyclists? Or that in Italy, certain historic city centers are restricted to local traffic only? These are called ZTL zones, Zona a Traffico Limitato, and driving into one without the proper permit can result in hefty fines. Make sure to research whether your destination has ZTL zones and understand how to avoid them. ZTL, Limited Traffic Zones in Europe. One thing that surprises many travelers is the concept of ZTL zones in Italy and other European countries. These restricted areas are common in historic city centers, especially in places like Rome, Florence, and Milan. They are designed to reduce congestion and protect the cultural heritage of these ancient streets. If you're renting a car, it's crucial to be aware of these zones. You'll often see signs at the entrance to a ZTL, but they may not be obvious or might only be in the local language. The last thing you want is to accidentally drive into one and end up with a hefty fine. Always check with your accommodation or rental agency to see if your destination has ZTLs, and if necessary, get the appropriate permit to drive in these zones, or better yet, park outside the city center and explore by foot or public transport. Driving hybrid, electric, and diesel cars. When driving in Europe, you'll notice a wide variety of vehicle types, and this is something to consider when renting a car. Many rental cars. Europe are hybrids, electric, or diesel. In fact, diesel cars are quite popular due to their fuel efficiency, especially for long drives across the continent. Electric cars are becoming increasingly common, especially in cities with environmental regulations, and many countries like Norway and Germany have extensive charging networks. If you choose an electric or hybrid vehicle, make sure you research the availability of charging stations along your route. On the other hand, diesel cars are more common in rural areas and are a good choice for those long-distance drives. However, be mindful of low-emission zones in cities like London or Paris, where some diesel cars might be restricted. Also, remember that manual transmission is the norm in most European countries, and renting an automatic car may come at a premium. If you're not comfortable driving a manual, make sure to request an automatic when booking your rental, as they are less common and tend to sell out quickly. Tips and best practices. Here are some extra tips and best practices to make your driving experience in Europe not just easier, but more enjoyable. Number 1. Take breaks regularly. Driving for long stretches can be exhausting. Make sure to stop regularly at rest areas or scenic viewpoints to stretch your legs and recharge. Many European highways have great rest stops with amenities like cafes and gas stations. Number 2. Use scenic routes. Whenever possible, take the scenic routes. Europe is full of stunning drives, from the coastal roads of the Amalfi Coast to the mountain passes of the Alps. These routes not only make the drive more enjoyable, but also give you the chance to experience the true beauty of Europe. Number 3. Respect local customs and etiquette. Respect the local driving customs and etiquette. In some countries, flashing your headlights might mean go ahead or thanks, while in others, it can be seen as aggressive. Always be courteous, let locals go ahead, and drive defensively. Troubleshooting. Even with the best preparation, things don't always go as planned. Here's how to troubleshoot some common issues you might encounter on the road. Number 1. Language barriers. Language barriers can be tricky, especially when reading road signs or asking for directions. Downloading a translation app or learning a few key phrases in the local language can be a lifesaver when you're in a pinch. Number 2. Finding fuel stations. Fuel stations are common along highways, but if you're venturing into rural areas, they might be harder to find. Always keep an eye on your fuel gauge and don't wait until the last minute to refuel. Apps like Google Maps can help locate nearby stations. Number 3. Handling vehicle breakdowns. In case of a breakdown, it's important to know how to contact local roadside assistance. If you're renting a car, check with your rental agency about what to do in emergencies. Make sure you also carry the required safety equipment like a reflective vest and warning triangle, as they're mandatory in many European countries. Driving through Europe can be one of the most rewarding ways to explore the continent, but it does come with its challenges. With the right preparation, knowing the local laws, understanding ZTL zones, being aware of hybrid, electric, and diesel options, and respecting the rules of the road, you'll be able to enjoy the freedom that a road trip brings. By being aware of the common pitfalls and respecting local customs, you can make your Eurotrip an unforgettable experience. Remember, preparation and awareness are key to a successful road trip across Europe. Have you ever driven through Europe? What challenges did you face? Share your experiences and tips in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel tips and adventures. Don't forget, for more tips on planning your perfect Eurotrip, visit our blog at eurotriphacks.com. You'll find travel guides, hotel suggestions, and more. Thanks for watching, and we will see you in our next video.